and welcome to today's segment of The Power of Money. I'm your host, Michelle Graves, internationally known as the Money Lady, and I welcome you for the next hour into my world. Thank you for letting me be a part of your world as we explore new things, learn about some amazing people, and just grow. So again, I welcome you for the next hour to an extraordinary guest today. Her name is Angie Brown. She is founder of an amazing organization called Phenomenal Women in Focus, or I should say of Focus. I apologize. And she will be talking about her journey as a phenomenal woman herself and how she has used this organization to transform the lives of women in her community, regionally, nationally, and hopefully in the days ahead internationally. So sit down, relax, and be inspired and empowered for the next hour on this show. And how are you, Miss Brown, today?
I am absolutely wonderful.
I am so delighted, honored, privileged to have you here as my guest today. So let's talk about you, Angie Brown. Let's talk about your background and actually segue that into this organization that you started. So where do we want to begin?
Well, let's start, actually, first of all, I'm a wife.
Good.
Of 30 years. Actually met my sweetheart at Central State University, and together we were there, and we are the proud parents of three wonderful, wonderful, God-fearing, wonderful young adults.
That is a blessing.
Oh my goodness, I have a brand new 25-year-old. She's actually the chief curator at the National Afro-American Museum and Cultural Center here. And my youngest daughter is graduating from Jackson State University next month, this time next month with her BS, and she's going on to Ohio State. She was accepted for a full fellowship, which we are so excited about.
Oh, that is so wonderful.
And nutritional
What's her field?
science. Nutritional science. Yes. So,
how apropos for today's
exactly.
challenges with food and healthy eating.
Yes. Yes.
My goodness.
Yes.
That's powerful. Well, continue.
And my son, my only son, my prince, he's a junior at Prairie View A&M.
Okay.
He's a Division I golfer. He sits on the NCAA Division visiting board. So nationally, he's all over, not only in golf, and he's doing extremely well in school. And I'm good. I'm at a good point.
Oh,
I'm at a point
so
that
wonderful.
I'm good. I'm really good. So I started this journey 7 years ago. I am a nurse by profession.
Okay.
And did extremely well and loved nursing. And then my daughter was born. And I looked at her and I thought, I can't do that. I can't do that. So with my husband saying, you know, what is it that you like to do?
Isn't that wonderful for a husband to say,
God.
what do you want to do?
What do you want to do?
What do you want to do?
And I want to raise my baby. I want to raise my baby to be the best person that she could possibly be.
Yes.
So we did that, but we got relocated to Columbus. And when we went to Columbus from Louisville, I decided I wanted to teach. So I went back and taught nursing business law, enjoyed it. Got out of the house a little bit, came back, and it was just really great. It was great for me to meet other people. I love people. Came here. It's like, okay, so what am I going to do in Cincinnati, Ohio? And I became an executive recruiter for a major firm. But the great thing about that was that at that time, it was really an all-male role. There wasn't any executive recruiters at that level. I worked my way up as a division manager. I held every single record that could be held. Just built an enormous amount of money, extremely excited about it, making new friends all over the world, doing what I did best, was building relationships.
Yes.
Had no idea that all these relationships that I was building would lead me up to where we are now. And I got one day sitting there and I thought, you know what, this is really good. The money's great. I'm doing the things that I want to do. I'm helping provide, but something is missing. And I didn't know what that something was. Spent a lot of time in prayer thinking, what is this? What am I going through? You know, am I starting to go through that middle age thing? What's happening here? Long story short, I went to a seminar which really helped me. It helped me sit there, and it wasn't the seminar. I'll be honest with you. It was not the It was the fact that I had placed myself in a position that my mind was open and ready to hear.
Okay.
And so when you're at that point, I'm open. What is it that I'm supposed to
Yes,
do?
yes.
Went back and I got my coaching certificate. And I thought, you know, I'm going to do this thing and do it right. I need to be a certified professional life and business coach. I hear so many people use the term very loosely. Oh, I'm a coach. I'm a
Right, I know.
coach.
Like, what is that?
What is that?
What is that?
What happens with
Yes,
that?
yes.
So did that, and business just started growing tremendously. And I was blessed to be able to meet women from all over the United States. I could meet women who were business executives, business owners, educators, medical professions. But in the meantime, there were other women who didn't know other women.
Right.
And at the end of the day, I realized is that we all, at the end of the day, we're women.
Yes, we are.
We are women, regardless
Yes,
of
we
what
are.
you've been through,
Right,
regardless of where you are.
right.
We are women.
Yes.
And we need to encourage, we need to uplift, and we need to motivate each other.
I love that. Encourage, uplift,
Yes.
and motivate
Yes.
other women.
Other women.
That is so
So-
powerful.
And with that
Okay.
became Phenomenal Women of Focus. Phenomenal Women of Focus was actually started in my way of giving back to other women. There were women who couldn't afford coaching sessions. And so I thought, okay, how can I do this? I began with probably 5 people in a coffee shop.
5 women.
5 women in a coffee shop that just came. And I think they probably came because I better make her feel good, I'll go.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
But there was a bigger plan.
Oh, yeah.
And went back to the coffee shop, and simply because this was another female owner who I had coached, and I thought, why not go back to her? She let us use the environment. We were there. It was beautiful. But we outgrew the coffee shop.
Okay.
And we outgrew another location. So we now meet in Westchester still. We're still in Westchester, but we meet at the Voice of America in a trophy room, which is absolutely beautiful. Now, those 5 women who probably started,
Yes.
they're probably not around anymore. And that's okay.
Because they've moved on.
They've moved
They got
on.
what they
People-
needed.
Exactly.
They moved on.
But we highlight 3 women every month, 3 women that I think that are extremely phenomenal. I don't care if they're vacuuming the floor. If they're doing it to the best of their ability, they're
Yes.
phenomenal.
Yes.
If they're physicians,
Yes.
if they're newscasters,
Yes.
if they're television personalities, you name it, the women have been there. But the great thing about it is that regardless of the titles, when they walk in the door, everything drops.
Right. Right.
It drops.
Right. Right.
Because we're women.
Right.
I ask questions, I interview them, they share their stories, the good, the bad, the ugly, how they got to where they are, how they remain in focus, how are you juggling all of this? Because somebody in the audience is listening and they want to know, and they relate to whatever that's been going on.
Yes.
And it's just been great. It's been great. We've been featured in the women's book. We've been featured as one of the top networking organizations in the greater Cincinnati area.
That
It's just been a wonderful
Westchester,
experience.
Ohio.
Westchester, Ohio. Little Westchester, Ohio.
Oh, Westchester, Ohio is a very interesting area
Extremely.
and growing, and it's a magnet because it pulls in from not only Cincinnati, but it pulls in from Dayton, Middletown. You can get quickly to Indianapolis. It's got a wide span. That's a great location.
It's been a blessing because we have had some of the people are from Dayton,
Right.
from as far as northern Kentucky.
Okay.
So, and this is every month. So, you know, they're coming, and they're coming in droves because they want to be lifted up. They want to be motivated. They want to be encouraged.
Right.
It's not always easy. So now when you come in and you're with some fellow sisters and you're like, okay, this is good. And it's unique. It's very unique. A lot of networking organizations, you get a nice salad, you pass out a business card, maybe. You pass that business card out and you get 3 minutes to tell who you are and you walk out the door.
Right.
We've been able to build relationships. These women have built relationships out of coming here. Their businesses have grown because they have new customers. They've been supported. So if they say, I am doing X, Y, and Z, somebody's going to be there. So it's about relationship, and that's what I'm excited about. Very excited.
Well, you should be, because the business world is a world of relationships.
Yes.
And not just the business world, the world at large is about relationships. Community is about relationships. We always talk about churches and synagogues and wherever you may gather, but I tell people you gather because of relationship
Yes.
potential.
Yes.
Because we do long and crave to
Mhm.
be connected to one another.
Mhm.
No man or woman is an island.
Yes.
That is the truth.
Yes.
None are. And so, what you're talking about doing in the area of empowering women is my heart issue for 36 years. Yes,
Okay.
I have been totally committed, even with my overseas project, to empowering women to prosper because women build communities
Yes.
and communities build nations.
Mhm.
So it still starts with that female. Our men go to war and do what they do, but women nurture the children and establish the communities that allow us to be a healthy nation or a sick nation.
Exactly.
So I totally get that. And I think what you're doing is so amazing. And of course, I support it 1,000%.
Thank
I
you.
think it's an honor. So, what do you think are some of the challenges that face women today?
Well, honestly, I want like you said something
Okay.
to me that was just what you just said, the community. With Phenomenal Women of Focus, we've crossed racial lines,
Excellent.
we've crossed denominational lines, we've
Excellent.
crossed economic lines, and
Excellent.
so that's something that I'm extremely proud of.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, on a Sunday morning, our churches are still very segregated.
They are.
Our Wednesday nights are segregated.
They are.
But this has been a place for all women that are welcome. And to see that happen
Wow.
has just been phenomenal. It really has been. And the fact of the matter is that the guards come down.
Yes.
I'm not threatened by you because
Right.
I know you are encouraging me. You're motivating me.
Right.
I'm going to call Michelle because she's my friend.
Exactly.
I need an encouraging word from her. Not, I can't talk to you. Yeah, I
Right.
can.
Yes.
Because you
Yes.
have some wisdom to impart in me that I
Yes.
need to listen to you.
Yes. That is the crossing of barriers
Yeah.
and the recognition that we are more female than we dare to admit.
Yeah.
That we birth children, that we raise grandchildren, that we nurture husbands and other men in our lives. And who nurtures us? Who builds us up? Who encourages us and keeps us going?
Right.
Because so many times women have hidden under a mask of I'm doing fine. And I'm like, how is it possible for you to be doing fine and you're raising kids and you're trying to work and you're trying to do this and you know, how is this possible? Tell me. That's wonderful. So how have you been able to have women of Latinos and Caucasian women,
Yes.
African descent women,
Yes.
Asian women, all
Yes.
kinds of
All
women,
kind of women have
young
walked
women, old women?
young women, old. In fact, yes.
Yes,
Yes, to
yes,
every
yes,
one of those
yes,
answers,
yes,
yes.
yes, okay.
But January, we kicked off with women that were under the age of, I think the oldest one was 26.
Oh, young women.
These women were
Woo!
phenomenal.
They
and
are
you
so
sat back,
smart.
you know, you
They-
sit
aren't
back
they
and going,
smart?
oh my God, I wasn't thinking like that.
Oh, aren't they smart?
Great.
Yes.
But then you go and then we'll have, I think there's an older lady who has her daughter who's a wonderful business owner in Cincinnati. She comes with her daughter.
Okay.
She's 92.
92.
And she'll come in and she said, I love it. I love being here. So you have this wide variety of women. You have women that are Latino women, Caucasian women, African descent, African Americans. They are in the same room. They are moved by the same things that we're saying.
Yes.
You see tears.
Yes.
You hear laughter, smiles.
Yes.
Oh my, oh me, I didn't know that. You get it all. But the great thing about it,
Awesome.
they walk away with something.
Yes. Through those relationships.
Through those relationships, yeah.
That is critical
Yes.
because as women today move more and more into this issue of cross-fertilization, as I call it, where a little dab here and a little dab there. And I share with so many women to know your path.
Mm.
Know your path.
Yeah.
You're not going to be attracted to all people,
Mm-hmm.
nor are they going to be attracted to you.
Yeah.
But do know who you are
Mm-hmm.
so that you can begin to find your fit easier. You don't
Yes.
have to be everything to all people. It's not possible.
No.
It is not possible.
Mm-mm.
Do you think that's the reason that so many women struggle around issues of jealousy? Because they look at a person such as myself or
Mm-hmm.
yourself. And Angie, they make really erroneous assumptions
Yeah. Very much.
about who we are
Mm-hmm.
and how we got to where we are, if there be such a thing as arriving.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you handle that type of response?
You know, I guess for me, and that's an excellent question. Excellent
Thank
question.
you.
But I think
I'm looking for an excellent answer.
for women,
Uh-huh.
honestly, until we understand, as you said, who we are,
Mm-hmm.
meaning I have to know who I am, I have to know who I belong to,
Yes.
and I have to know my purpose. I can be anything that I want to be, but I can't be Michelle Graves. And I
What
have
do
to
you wanna
understand
be?
that. So I need to but I need
Yeah.
to celebrate who you are,
Yes.
and yet being open for my path
Yes.
to where it needs to go.
Yes.
But I think what happens as women, we get so bogged down with everything and what we see and how we're supposed to be. And I need to be like this and I need to do this. When in fact, you need to learn to be you.
Just be.
Just be.
Yes.
And as you just being,
yes.
it'll happen.
Yes.
If you're open.
You know, it's funny you say that. I wrote a scathing comment on my Facebook page about pretty. I was in a conversation with a woman, and that term came up referring to our attributes. And I said to her, I'm interested in people that have moved beyond that and are pretty amazing, pretty smart, pretty disciplined, pretty focused, pretty wise. I said, you don't ever hear men having a conversation about whether another male is pretty because they recognize that pretty doesn't get you paid.
No.
Pretty does not last but a moment. And what are you left with? And I tell you, I posted a very harsh video that I had found from a young Caucasian girl who was talking about that very subject, pretty. And the time that young women, she said, you spend all this time shopping for the perfect outfit to wear to a non-essential event, hoping that somebody will see how pretty you are. And how demeaning it is psychologically to go through life thinking that your outer appearance defines who you are as an individual and a person. And let me tell you, there were a lot of people that defriended me. They were like, she's done it again. Because I said, stop it. Nobody cares.
Right.
It's important that we mature into a place where we can be examples for our daughters and granddaughters, where they begin to understand that it does not have to do anything with your facial or body appearance, the diva syndrome. Who came up with that? Now, Leontine Price was, in fact, a diva and still is a diva. She's got tons of persona. But to put that out as something for girls to aspire to, a diva-dom, excuse me.
No.
What are your thoughts?
Well, you know, and that's girls. See, I get excited about this. I have just been asked to be a guest coach columnist for a teen magazine.
Excellent.
I am so excited about this. This teen magazine comes out 6 times a year.
Yes.
It's on the line of Vogue.
Okay.
But it's a very wholesome magazine.
Okay.
It's teaching girls. It's not so much about what you have on, but why can't you become the designer? You love nail polish? Okay. Why can't you become the scientist?
Yes.
So this magazine, and when she came to me, she said, Angie, I really want you to write, quote unquote, virtues.
Yes.
But I want you to help these young girls because they're getting confused by what we call or what we think is glam
Yes.
And they're forgetting the other part. There's no substance on the inside.
Right. Right.
There's no substance. So you can be the diva and have no substance.
And
You
that's
could,
not going to work.
you
And I know
can
this.
do it. You could be absolutely beautiful.
Right.
Which I think that's great. I really do. But use everything you've been given.
Everything.
Everything you've been given.
Yes. Tap into
All of it.
everything, all of it.
Exactly.
That's what I find exciting. And I will tell you that on this commentary I wrote about pretty, I said I was compelled to write this because I'm so tired of young women taking pictures of themselves and some older women too and plastering them on Facebook. I don't want to look at you. I don't want to start off my day looking at your face.
Yeah.
I would like to hear what you're doing today to be a blessing to someone or to advance a specific cause or agenda in your life, focused on your purpose. And that should be your passion, not self-photos. I mean, like, do you own stock in that camera company?
There you go.
Because that's the only thing I can see of benefit for that type of picture, which is, oh, well, put underneath the company that you have stock in and whether you're going to say buy or sell.
Yeah.
But that's where I'm coming from. And I know that for a lot of people that's hard to swallow, but it is the absolute unvarnished truth. Nobody cares at the end of the day, as I said, the fake.
Yeah.
The fake. Be who you were created by the awesome creator to be. And that is a fully self-actualized woman.
Exactly.
Literally, complete in all of those areas. And I think we're going to have to train them. So I applaud you for having that group.
It's absolutely wonderful. And I agree with you. It
All
has
that
to start.
energy.
It's a great energy. It's a
love
lot
it.
of energy.
I
But what
love
has
it.
also come out of that group
is
the Phenomenal Women of Focus Institute.
Really?
So there are people who come in and who still have some things that they want to get self-development.
Yes.
They need leadership development. Whatever journey there's on, we offer an institute for these women that are usually once or twice a month. Our next one is coming up June the 2nd, and it's for mothers and daughters, or grandmothers and granddaughters from 16 on.
Now, what are you going to be teaching?
What'll happen then, that particular workshop is the power of coloring outside the lines, which I'm absolutely excited about, simply because we get in a box and we stay there and we don't realize it's okay to color over here.
Yes.
We're so used to, you give a little kid a crayon and they're
Stay
coloring,
within the lines.
and it's beautiful, and then maybe a frog here and a flower here. You can't put the frog with the flower in the rain and the snow. Yeah, you can.
You can.
And why can't you?
Right.
Why can't you?
Right.
But because we've been conditioned as women to be pretty,
Oh,
to stay inside the box.
I'm so pretty.
I'm okay. Oh, so pretty.
So pretty.
So it's okay to come out of that box. And it's okay to use the power and the strength that you've been given, that you need to tap into to help you on your journey. Now, here's a cool thing.
Yes.
If you have a daughter or a granddaughter, wouldn't it be pretty cool for them sitting next to you in this workshop and you're doing things together? Because then I'm hearing what you're really thinking.
Yes.
You're hearing what I'm thinking. And then as a parent, I know how to help there.
Oh, what an awesome vision. Because the girls are going to look to their grandmothers anyway. Grandmothers bring such a different perspective about womanhood because they've got that wisdom of years.
Yeah.
It's kind of like real on-the-job training.
Yes.
So when they roll into their 60s and 70s and 80s and 90s, whoa, my goodness gracious, you've got yourself a real powerhouse looking at you. Amazing.
It's amazing. The first time we did it, there was a mother and a daughter. I think she was about to leave to go to college.
Yes.
And her mother had no idea. All she knows is that I have this formula, and this formula is she's going to do this, 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 and this, and this. And that's really what got my mind thinking about this workshop. I thought that's your formula.
That's your formula.
I said,
yes.
My formula and my daughter's formula may be different.
Right.
And it was different. If you would ask me, she would have been She would have took Condoleezza Rice's job yesterday.
Absolutely.
She was absolutely wonderful, but I had to understand, Mom, I love history. You're absolutely right. I can be an attorney, but I love history, and I
Yes.
want to be a curator.
That is
So I
so
can either fight
amazing.
against
Yes,
it,
yes.
or I can say, you know what, let me
Yes.
help you.
Yes.
Let me help you be the best that you can be.
Yes. That is so fierce. And I say that because I have one daughter who is an international celebrity booking agent.
Okay.
She was always different. And artists are different.
Yes.
Musicians
Yeah.
and artists, they're different. And here I was, a very structured scientist, banker, blah, 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 blah. You're going to do this. And it was always bam. And I would that I had had the opportunity to have had that kind of coaching experience so that she could have understood that I loved her where she was.
There you go.
But I really wanted her to be doing a job. And you know what? She's become incredibly successful. I mean, the people she's repping for, the things she's doing. We talked last night. We talked mindlessly for over an hour while I was ironing my clothes. And she was in Atlanta. We were talking about nothing. We're just talking mindlessly because artists can do that for hours. And I was challenged. I finally said, you know what? Let me flow with her. Because this, and it was so relaxing ironing and listening to her talk about different artists and stuff who I know none of them. I mean, I recognize the names. And I said, oh, that's really good. And she said, I've appreciated your support, Mom, your business mind. You know, she said, I'm always looking at contracts and thinking about my mother, which is, what did the attorney say? What are the out clauses? How can you get messed up? And so that was a blessing. But I think what you're doing with that integration of those two mind speaks is absolutely where we have to go.
But you think about it, what you said about your daughter.
Yes.
She said, Mom, I'm thinking about you each time.
That's what she said.
I'm looking. How powerful is that? Regardless if you get another accolade again, your daughter said to you, Mom, I'm thinking about you while I'm conducting my business.
Yes. And that's powerful. That was such, like I said, here I am with my Sunbeam iron, ironing this dress I have on, and listening to my daughter talking about entertainers in Australia and Africa. And then she says, and you know what? I've got these contracts, and I remember the things you told me, and I watched how you did it. And she said, you would be so proud. I told her, I am proud that you are out there.
But you gave her the power to color outside the lines.
Yes. And I didn't think about it that time.
But you gave it to her.
But I did. And now I get to see it come full circle.
Yeah.
And it's been an amazing, amazing story. Of the 3 children I have, the other 2 are very traditional, forward thinkers, but very traditional. And here was the one that was the artist. And she is probably going to be the one to become a multimillionaire because people love artists. They love musicians. They do. And she's like, oh, you know, I'm going to be rich. And I'm like, please don't forget about your mother. Don't forget about the one that was coaching you. But that is so very, very powerful. So what are you doing outside of the mother-daughter genre? Or do you have some other things going?
Have some other things going there too.
Okay.
In that, and then I should have brought my dates. I apologize.
Okay.
At the end of June, then I have another workshop for women.
Okay.
For women. And this is actually, for me, is the power of staying focused.
Ah, no distractions.
No distractions.
Yes.
And in just in my training and my reading, you know, you're thinking, okay, I'm looking at this woman, I'm looking at this woman, I'm looking at this woman. What do they have in common? The majority of women are focused.
Must be.
Only 3% of Americans even write their dreams down or their goals. They don't, you know, oh yeah, I gotta go. Well, what is it?
Yeah.
But I have it. Well, it's something about writing and reading it and about staying focused with that. And it propels you to go where you want to go.
And I might also say, and not allowing other people and situations to take you off your
There you go.
path.
There you go.
Because what they see is not necessarily what you are. It's back to that being thing again. they may see you doing their thing. As I tell folks, they always want to pull you into their community.
Oh, yeah.
You're like,
Yeah.
wait.
Yeah. Can't do it.
Can't do that.
Hmm.
I got to stay my lane.
There you go. Yeah.
But I bless you and support you in whatever you're doing.
Hmm.
Because if you're doing what God set you to do, then you're going to be incredibly successful. But if you spend all your time looking at somebody else's stuff, you may never get there.
Right.
Do you find that to be the case so many times?
Most definitely. And what you just said is what I say all the time. Regardless of what comes about and what happens, life is going to happen.
All day.
Life happens.
Yes. Love it. Life
is
happens.
going to happen.
Yes.
You either do one thing. You say, okay, it's going on, but I need to stay focused over here.
Yes.
Just a really quick story. On January 2011, my husband and I were in a horrible accident. Horrible. 75 south going into Cincinnati. Got on the highway like any other day. We were having our wonderful conversation. I said, it looks like a patch of ice. I said, oh, wow. The next patch we hit, the car spun out of control, hit a cement guardrail, bounced out. An 18-wheeler had nowhere to go but on top of us. Got on top of us, it spit us back out, and we hit again. So we went from Westchester into Sharonville,
Ohio.
within a matter of minutes. When I woke up, I'm thinking, wait a minute, something's wrong here.
Yes.
I'm not able to move. I'm not moving.
No.
And they said, well, your femur has been broken in 3 places, and your pelvis has been crushed, so you're not going to be moving. And I laid there, and I thought, okay, God, Phenomenal Women of Focus is this month. I have a major conference that I'm putting on this month, and so all that needs to be canceled while I take time and do life. And I thank God for the power of spoken word. I thank God for my surrounding cast members, which are the other Browns. That's my 3 children and my husband, who knew to pray and knew to encourage and uplift me. And I laid there, and you lose all dignity in a hospital. I don't care who you are. You have no dignity. And the only thing you have control of is your upper body, your hands. So the first thing I did, I thought, okay, all I can do is raise my hands up and look up. I need some help here.
Yes.
I need to be poured into. Now, mind you, as we said, my focus was my business.
Yes.
It was beginning to take off tremendously.
Yes.
And here, life happens.
Yes.
So I had to make a decision then. I'm going to lay here. I'm going to bloom where I'm planted. So I asked the nurse, when you come in the door the next time, by my name, would you put a sign out there and just put under, bloom where I'm planted? So everybody that comes in this room, Lord, I'm going to coach them.
Whoa.
To the best of my ability. I don't care if it was the great theologian that was coming through the door. I don't care if it was the housekeeper. I'm going to bless them.
Yes.
Stayed there for a month and a half. They said, you can go to rehab. You can go to a nursing home. My husband says, no, she's going downstairs in the hospital another month. But I say all that to say, life happens.
Yes, it does.
I had to bloom where I was planted.
Yes.
I had to make sure my business kept growing. I had to make sure that those who were throughout the United States, I was still coaching by telephone.
Yes.
Some of them had no idea that, you know what, I can't even move.
Oh, my words.
But I had to remain focused.
Yes.
I had to stay steadfast.
Yes.
So the people who were coming in the room, oh my God, Angie. No. I'm good.
Yes.
I'm good.
Yes.
So with all of that, I say, stay focused. Stay focused. Whatever comes your way, you have got to remain focused.
That is so powerful, what you have just shared. And I'm going to say something.
Please.
In January of 2011, coming from Dayton to Cincinnati on I-75 South, I took the Galbraith Road exit, and I was hit head-on by an 18-wheeler. and my Lexus flipped over with me in the air, and I came crashing down. In fact, I was on the phone with an associate, and I said, I think I'm getting ready to get hit. And bam, the blessing was the car was just a mess. And I was so oblivious to the mess. I squeezed out of the car and went running across to the truck driver to see if he was okay. And I looked back, and the police and everybody were looking at me a little strange. And I said at that time, I said, Lord, you are master and sovereign of our destiny. And I am grateful that I did not die, because I should have. But we have a task.
Oh, yeah.
And he will not be denied.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
It's a huge fact.
It's a fact.
So I have to stay focused.
We have to, because you've come out of death.
Yeah.
You literally have.
Oh, yeah.
You walked out of death and into a marvelous, marvelous future.
Oh, gosh.
My gosh. Look at this.
Oh, my goodness,
I mean, come on, Angie. I mean, you can't be out of earth. You can't be in a box. I wouldn't have had a chance to interview you.
Oh, my
Not
goodness.
selfishly, but I'm just saying to you that your destiny is so much in front of you, so powerful. So you're going to be doing something for women.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So the first one is June the 2nd.
June the 2nd.
And that is for the mothers, grandmothers, and daughters.
Yes.
So that's still women.
Okay.
But that's actually, it's the power of coloring outside the lines.
That's going to be
good. So
good.
that is just really great. The first one we did was, it was standing room only. We had no more seats. It sold out that quick. And it's really great because it's not only myself.
Yes.
And that particular one, we actually have a man. We got outside the box. We brought a young man in who is absolutely wonderful. He was one of my coaching clients for a year.
Okay.
And he left P&G last year.
Really?
With his own business. And he didn't just leave to leave. They didn't ask him to leave. He left on his own with great coaching. So he did extremely well. And then another lady who actually is really great, she does this wonderful experiment with coloring.
Okay.
So if you can imagine grown women trying to color, and you know we're trying to stay in that line.
Oh yeah,
we want our picture pretty.
We want it
we want
pretty.
Ours beautiful,
yes,
and we know
right,
the colors to match.
Yes, yes.
So she does a really great thing with that. And then we have another young lady who is a younger woman who actually comes and she brings it all in, and then I bring it home. And then at the end of the month, which is located on our website, we will have the women's conference, which that one is just basically for women. And that's the power of focus.
Oh, that is amazing.
So we can get rid of the what ifs, if I had, what if I did. Just let's get rid of it.
Yes, because it really doesn't matter, Angie.
No, it doesn't.
We come to earth wired to succeed.
Oh, yeah. And I believe that.
Well, it's a truth.
That.
It is absolutely a truth. So what happens? A baby comes to earth never knowing the word no.
No, I believe that.
They blossom, they grow, they're cute. They say things that are just so unexpected, and they're unexpected because we don't have anything to do with their expression at that point.
Oh my goodness.
But something happens.
Oh yeah.
What about that?
You know, I agree with that. And my first coaching clients are my children.
Okay.
And so I would say, just as you said, they come here, they have no limits, no
None.
boundaries.
No boundaries.
None. I can, Mom, I can do this. Mom, I can do that. You know what? I'm going to help you do that. You have no fear. You have no fear.
Right.
You weren't born with fear.
Right.
I'm going to help you do that. And with women, we've been like, stop, sit down, stop, don't do that. Don't say that. Be still, cross your legs, sit up straight, and smile.
Smile. Very important. Don't be loosey.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't be loosey.
No, ma'am. Exactly.
Don't be loosey.
Okay, that's all great.
Okay.
That's great. No, those things are wonderful. But you're not giving anybody the opportunity to go over a little. Go on.
Yeah.
Push them on out there.
Yeah.
So my job as a coach is to push you on out there.
Yes.
Help you.
Yes.
Keep that safety net, but push you out there.
Don't you think it's fear, though? Fear is the great stumbler, because people, this thing stands in front of them, the proverbial, you can't do that. Who told you you could say that? Why do you want to do that? I remember as a child in that generation where when I said I wanted to be a scientist, as a child, I wanted to do plants. I wanted to be a scientist, and that was just so extreme. A female, African American, that wanted to be a scientist and study plants. Where did you read that? Is that in the Bible? Is that in the Bible? And I remember the sensation of weirdness and oddness that you didn't fit in because you were outside of the line. You didn't. And the community not quite knowing how to work with that kind of a girl. What's your thoughts about that?
You know, you said something again, and you said a lot, and I appreciate this because we've done that to our children. We've done that to people.
Yes.
We've done that to our friends, not knowing it, but just those negative words that we speak.
Yes.
The no, you can't, why would you? Who said you could be a scientist? Where'd you read that at?
Where'd you read
That's
that?
ridiculous. But what if you would have not, what if you would have listened to them?
I can't, Angie, I wouldn't be the woman I am
There
today.
you are. So then you have the right now to speak and to help other people
Yes.
to become what they were meant to be.
Yes. And that is my passion.
There you go.
I absolutely believe that if people would focus on their gifts and talents that are innate and resident in them, they really wouldn't have time to worry about what you're doing because they would be so busy actualizing what they're doing.
Oh, yeah.
That would be years. They wouldn't have time to hate or to be jealous or to covet, which is such an offense.
Oh, my goodness.
To covet
Yeah.
something you have when God has given them something amazing.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, come on. That is ridiculous. But this is the challenge, to teach people the power of loving yourself.
Oh, my goodness.
Not in a self-serving
No,
way,
no.
but loving yourself openly without prejudice,
Right.
which is I'm a hot mess, but I still love myself.
Oh, I love it. I always say, oh, I'm a mess.
But
I'm okay.
I'm okay.
I'm
I'm
a
okay.
mess, and you
It's
know
my
what?
mess.
I laugh at me. I have a
Yes.
good time with me.
Yes.
But you know what? I'm okay.
I'm okay.
But I'm a mess.
But come on now,
And
because
it's
it can get a little crazy. I mean, sometimes. But I wouldn't trade myself for anyone else, and I wouldn't want them to trade themselves for me.
No.
I want people to be at peace with who they are,
Yes.
particularly women, because, again, as I tell men, you all had the freedom. In fact, we are in a culture that encourages males to fight, to bond, to bang each other up, to befriend each other, bang each other up again.
Yeah.
And because men
Yeah.
relate to each other in a different way than women do. I mean, that's why they can watch football and be incommunicado other than when there's a touchdown and then the room erupts. And you're like, what is
What
all
happened?
this? What happened? What
Yeah.
happened? Whereas women, we tend to be more intimate.
Yeah. And you know what? And I love that as a woman.
I do
really do. I
too.
love the feminist part. I love being soft.
I
love
do.
being that nurturer and that encourager.
Yes.
And it's funny with men, and it's different. I'll go on the golf course with my son.
Uh-huh.
Now he's a great golfer. He is, and I'm having fun. Number one, I'm proud to watch him.
Oh, yes.
But I'm out there and I'm thinking, well, geez, he won't even let me win. And his thing is, you wanted to play,
Exactly. So play
so
ball.
play.
Yes.
I didn't come to have fun with you, Mom.
Right.
I thought, oh my God, you know. But that's a man. I said, well, you know, he's competitive. I'm competitive too, but I think I should be able to look at the flowers
Yes.
and say, oh wow, it's a pretty day. He's saying hit the ball.
hit the ball.
So I like that, but I
Yes.
like as a female, I can hit that ball, but I can come back over here and hug you up and love on you the
Yes,
same way
yes.
and keep it going.
Yes.
And I don't have to worry about I want what she has because I'm going to help you get what you have.
Yes. And that, you know what, I was meditating last night in preparation for our interview, and the word that kept coming to me was the power of agreement.
Oh my
I'm so
goodness.
serious, the power of agreement. And I thought about this, and I've been on this even as we speak. What happens when two people agree? And I'm in agreement with your success. And I'm going to do what is needful and necessary to be a bright and shining star in your world so that you might actualize the things that God has put in you. That I'm a very instrumental part of that. And that's called agreement. I agree with what God has for you. And similarly with myself. And similarly with someone else, if we could begin to understand that there is great power
Great.
in agreement with someone else, and that what that look like and how we work that as women is a challenge. But I am confident that we are in that critical time in history where people are beginning to recognize that I bring something to the earth that is unique and special to me, that nobody else has. And as I tell men, I'm in a man's world. I'm in the world of business. Oh my God, I'm in the world of money and investments and insurance. And I run with them because I know that if you don't run with them, you will surely get run over.
Amen.
You will surely get run
Amen. Yeah.
because they're not going to stop to see if their body parts, you know, oh, I ran over her and she scattered. So I said I run. But the other side is, as a woman, I enjoy nurturing. I enjoy encouraging. Supporting, empowering. I love those things because I believe that birthers, as bringing children into the earth and watching our children grow and nurturing them, that's a part of who we are.
Yeah.
And it makes the male and the female so powerful together.
Yeah.
As I tell males, this thing is a little bit off balance. You cannot go to war every time somebody doesn't agree with you.
Right.
You just can't.
Right.
You cannot poison food and kill children. You just can't. That is a male thing. And as women, we have to bring that balance back, which is, oh, no, no, no. You can't do that. You can't do that because there is a world ahead of us.
Yes.
And there is a story that awaits unfolding. And you're messing up. As my son said, Mom says, you're messing up, and you know what that means. So share with me, I know you've got an event coming up.
Yeah, I actually have quite a few events
Okay,
coming
we'll
up.
talk about that.
Well, the other thing I'm excited about, I
Okay.
did tell you, Kiki Magazine is the magazine that I'm the guest columnist for the Coach.
Okay,
which
Kiki
is
Magazine.
Kiki Magazine, and actually they're located out of Covington, Kentucky.
Really?
Jamie Bryant, which is another phenomenal woman who is absolutely wonderful.
I know.
Jamie is awesome, and she followed out her passion. The magazine is beautiful.
Wonderful.
But so I have that's going on. I'll speak.
Kiki Magazine, does it have a website?
She does. It's www.kiki.com.
KIKI.com. That's easy to remember.
It's a great magazine.
Focused on young women.
Focused on young women, but I mean, they teach women from banking. But here's the cool thing. I thought this was so great. You know, she was teaching them about stocks.
Yes.
Which is your world.
Yes.
There was a company that was going off of NASDAQ. So she said, what shall we replace it with? Just wanting to see if young girls, well, can't we follow Bloomingdale's? Can't we follow? These are young girls whose minds are now being trained to think in a manner that they've not yet, it's other than Barbie dolls.
It's powerful. If they can make the connection from Barbie to Mattel.
There you go.
Then now you got it.
You got them.
You got it.
The point of their needs. So I was extremely honored to be a guest columnist there.
That is so, I congratulate
thank
you. That's good.
I thought, wow, this is great.
Good.
So
that's good.
It gives me another generation to kind of put my hands on.
And they need to have your hands on them.
So I'm excited about that.
That's good. That's
the other major thing that's coming up in September, obviously, is the Radio 1 Women's Empowerment. So I'm one of their keynote speakers for that. Absolutely. Last year was my first time there. That was beautiful. New Prospect Missionary Baptist Church in Cincinnati, Ohio. I'm doing their leadership workshop for women.
Wonderful.
Which Pastor Lynch is just
wonderful
Angie,
man.
You know, he's
wonderful
a great man. He's
wonderful
a great man, and he's Angie. Do your thing.
Yes.
The women need to be empowered.
Yes.
So that's always a blessing. That's a blessing to me. Then obviously I'll be there again at College of Mount St. Joe
Okay.
with those young people. And there's just great things. I'll be in Richmond, Virginia. I have
Oh
another
my
friend of mine.
goodness.
So, and the great thing about it is Phenomenal Women of Focus will probably be in other locations really soon. Really soon.
Well,
So,
I believe it or not, Angie, our time is almost. I
wow.
know. It's when you're having fun, time goes by very, very fast.
Okay.
Now, when is your next Phenomenal Woman
It's this
event?
month.
Okay.
It's this month, April the 18th, which
April
is the
the
third.
18th.
It's always the third Thursday of each month.
Third Thursday of every month.
Of every month.
At Voice of America.
Voice of America in the trophy room.
Okay.
There is a cost of $10 to attend.
Only
that.
$10.
Only $10. Only
You
10.
can't eat a breakfast for $10.
I've gotten so many people that said, you know what, Angie, we're really cheating. $10, but it's $10.
Okay.
And one of our special guests, actually, some of you may know her.
Who is that?
Let me tell you about her.
Tell me about
a wonderful,
who. Oh, this is
wonderful
good.
personality.
Yes.
Actually, a knowledgeable in money.
Yeah.
Knowledgeable in nutrition, and she's going to be one of my panelists. I'm so excited. Her name is Michelle Graves.
Oh my
I don't know if you know her, but you better come and hear her.
Kinda. I kind of know her.
Oh yeah, and another one actually is a lady who owns Rip the Runway, a young girl who started her business, and now she's taking fashion throughout churches of the United States.
Is she?
Awesome. Young woman.
Awesome.
And another lady.
And church women do dress.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay,
so
there's a segment.
She's taking it. This is a young woman with a dream. And I think her last fashion show, she had over 700 people.
Oh, my gosh.
And she's on her way to Florida to a major church.
Congratulations.
It's just awesome.
This is that energy.
Oh, the
comes.
energy's in there. The energy is in the room. It's like, wow. But yeah. So we start at 6:30.
Okay.
A lot of women get there earlier because they want to
network.
They want to network,
yeah.
And they want to meet people, and that's great. The room is ready. There is coffee and tea and wine and soft drinks available for those who like.
Okay.
So that's sponsored by the Voice of America. So we do support them through that.
That is a wonderful facility, by the way.
It's beautiful.
I love that place.
It's beautiful. So we're growing out of that room already. So we're going to open up. But
okay.
It's just been great. I have met so many wonderful women, you name them. They've been in there. They have been there.
I am so, first let me conclude because time has come to an end. You are a blessing.
Thank you.
To the body of Christ. You are a blessing to the women of our community, and I am saying to you that God is getting ready to open up your world in such an amazing way. And I'm just glad to be a small part of it. I say that because when I've interviewed many people, and I've been doing television since the early 80s as a give back to the community. But I recognize that piece when I run into a person that is phenomenal. And your organization is aptly named Phenomenal Woman. Really, you are phenomenal, Miss Angie Brown. And to all of you that are my listeners and viewers, isn't she phenomenal? I'm serious. Keep an eye on that one. If you'd like to be a part of her world, please visit her website. If you're on LinkedIn, find her. She's right there. And I encourage you to stay in your lane, to walk in the gifts and talents that are yours. He gave them to you. You didn't ask for them. He gave them to you. And recognize that I am in your corner, have always been, will continue to be. Thank you for being a part of my world today, and my world today included Angie Brown. God bless you, and if you want to check us out, don't forget to visit YouTube, Michelle Graves, The Power of Money, and you can see a lot of my back episodes. We upload these shows after they air. You have a great and marvelous today, and take care. Goodbye.